Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Show to V with Mike G, the show of life, the show of Monterrey, northern Mexico, distillates de agave, and so much more. Years in the making. I've wanted to chat with Luis Loya for so long. I've met him a few times, and we had the opportunity to do tastings during COVID, and then I caught him finally in person at the Tucson Agave Heritage Festival. And I like Luis. I do. I like the way he carries himself. He's very, very intellectual. He's respectful of not only the community of agave spirits, but differences of opinion. And some months ago, we had a beautiful tasting here at my place for his brand La Mata, which really features some of the best distillates I've ever had, but predominantly they're from northern Mexico, of which Luis himself is from northern Mexico. So this is a really good story, and I don't think he gets nearly enough press for the kinds of things that he does for agave distillates and education in general. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this great conversation with Luis Loya from La Mata.
Yes, I do. But what I like most of that is that we have been changing things. Things have been changed. People doesn't knew what it was agave spirits or mezcal talking about in Mexico
Right.
15, 20 years ago. For example, in Monterrey, was very hard because that city, Monterrey, is a big city, and they just drink beer,
right?
cerveza, right?
Mm-hmm.
But was hard to introduce the mezcal. Only a few people was interested, so was me begin. Right now, a lot of people wants to know, or they say that no mezcal.
Yeah.
But right now we have a new goals because the operation or the view, the panorama has been changed.
Yes.
Now there is a lot of marketing of big brands telling very confusing things, and people get confused.
Right.
And right now I have to get on the line to give this information to the new people.
Is one thing that because I was reading up before you guys came over, I always want to prepare for interviews, and I'm only going to tie all this together. It will all make sense. But I didn't know you grew up on a cattle ranch.
Yes, I did. My father, my grandfather always got been in ranching, and my father, he was the oldest of 13 family, 13 children. So he was introducing to me the country.
Oh, wow.
Was very hard for me. I get a little bit stuck with that. I didn't like it because he tried to introduce me the country as he was when he was child, and I was living in the city with the commodity.
Yeah.
But he was, for him, was very hard to get a childhood when he has to take care of other brothers and sisters. So I decide to don't get involved with the ranch of my father.
Really?
Yes, because I love the country.
Yes.
But it was very hard in the way that he was teaching me. So I decided to study architecture or whatever, but the country is inside of me.
Yes. Very different path.
Yes.
Academia.
Yes.
Do you, because a lot of the places that you go to find destillados all throughout Mexico, much in the north because you're from the north.
Yeah.
But they're rustical, right?
Yes.
Are you someone who likes to use their hands? Now, I know because you built this amazing tasting box that's in my living room, but
Yes.
have you always liked to use your hands drawing and creating and working with your hands?
Yes, it's since I was a child.
Mm.
But you mean when I go to these places?
Yeah.
I just only get involved and put in my head and take when I got to Monterrey and when I get inspired
Mm-hmm.
and feel I'm get on paper
Yeah.
or whatever my ideas and try to do things.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you think you are a creative person?
Yes, I identify like creative.
Mm.
It's part of me, and I think everybody has creative, but some ones have more this creativity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I learned it, as you say. For example, when my father he asked me to do things in his way,
Yeah.
but I was thinking I can do it in another way.
Uh-huh.
And he no do it this way. That's why we
Clashed.
crashed. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's
and
interesting.
that's the creativity.
Mm-hmm. I like punk rock. I mentioned this to you. Heavy music, fast music. Make it work in your own way. When you think of establishment, I hope that term kind of makes sense. The system, la system, de mezcal.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there are a lot of lies. There's a lot of misinformation. For even as a child, have you felt that you have to make sure people know the truth about things?
Yes, very interesting question because I always be rebel.
Thank you. That's exactly, yeah.
I always been rebel. Why
Yeah.
it has to be in this way? Why this information is in this way? So how we have to check? We have to study or we have to try to see the things in other way
Mm-hmm.
to see if it's the truth or it's a different truth.
Yes.
It's the same with the mezcal, but with the mezcal or the agave spirits or traditional spirits, I like better that. There is a commodity for the big brands or the big companies, and the rural producers is not. So we have to be the voices of these producers, even they don't know what is happening in the market. They think some way to do the things because the market are asking in that way, but not necessary. We need to have them to be the voice of this person.
Yes.
I know exactly the voice of the culture.
Yes.
The voice of the culture, especially of the producer.
Do you think, when did you leave Chihuahua? When did you go to Monterrey for Universidad? Is that
Yes, I lived when I was 17 years.
17? Oh, that's
Yes.
pretty young. Yeah.
Yes, I've been studying in very poor public schools in Parral, Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So my parents they sent me to Maine, the state of
Really?
Maine. To,
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yes.
I didn't know anything of English. I still don't have anything of English, as you see.
That is so.
Yeah.
They study abroad, or
Yes,
exchange.
Yes, like exchange
Yes.
student. I went to Maine, but I was living in very cold states. Beside of the road where we don't have neighbors.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the hard thing for a 17 years boy.
Yes. Where? Which city?
It was no city. Was the next city was called Waterfall.
Okay.
That was
mi novia. They mean.
She's from Maine. Oh, really?
So she tells me all these stories.
Waterfall, yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna ask her that later because
I was Waterfall. Yes, was Waterfall beside the road. And it was very hard, but it's the things that I understand. Connecting again with my father,
Yeah.
She teach me that we have to front the hard things.
Yes.
So when I was 17, I used to say I don't want no voy a renunciar. I don't want to renounce of this. It's what I. Es lo que me sucede, lo que me pasó. So I have to wait here until the. But in this process, I loved Maine. I loved the snow. I loved the cold.
Really?
Yes.
Lobster?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. How long were you in?
Like 8 months. 8 or 9
That's
months.
Good.
Yes. Something like that.
High school?
Yes, high school. Last year of high school in a Christian school. And I was very rebel. I was very rebel. You can understand the mess there.
Did you have to have a uniform?
No.
Okay.
No, it was very, very small.
Okay.
But I remember, for example, in art, and in that time I liked the heavy metal. Yes. I still having like the heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
And in art, they said it's a freestyle drawing. And I began drawing in schools.
Yes.
And the teacher, they told me, "Oh, you're from Mexico. Why you don't draw pyramids or something like that?" Right. No, because I don't get identified with the pyramids. Yes. I like schools and I like the heavy metal or whatever.
Yes.
And I get first place with my drawings because I like drawings. Yes. And I creative. So they don't have chance to say you cannot draw. I like to put in the limit to the authority.
I thought so. See, this is what I was getting at because I can sense we have that in a way. Like, I like to push the envelope too, all the way to the law, but never stepping over the law.
Yeah.
So speaking of heavy metal, now you might like another band, and I'm just going to use two because they start with them. Yeah. Megadeth guy or Metallica guy?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
It's they're both quite good.
Well, Megadeth has a little bit of Metallica, right?
Yeah, wow, Dave.
Important.
Yeah, that's right. So after 8 months, is that when did you go back to Chihuahua or you?
Yes, I went to Chihuahua a few months, and then I went to the college to Monterrey.
In Monterrey.
Yes.
Did you know what you were going to study? Because you knew you could draw, but
yes. Before I went to Maine, I make a test in the university in Tecnológico de Monterrey. I was estaba aplicando. I was asking for get to architecture.
Oh,
because in high school, in junior high, I was studying drawing, technical drawing, and in high school drawing too.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So I didn't know right the reality as I didn't know what is architecture when I was 15 or 17 years.
Yeah.
I know what is architecture.
Well, you're quite good at it now. Yeah.
I hope so.
Do you like pencil, charcoal, or paint? Do you use a lot of
pencil?
Pencil.
I prefer.
Sketch.
More basic, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you like to draw? Do you like to draw people? Do you like to draw places? I know architecture, is very design based.
No, I like to draw ideas.
Oh.
Draw ideas can be some idea that came. For example, I'm not very good drawing persons.
Okay. Yeah.
But I need to be with something with person, and I need to make a collage of ideas to make drawings.
Oh, that's cool.
Right now is what I like, drawings, ideas.
I love that. I like that with music too. Just play the music, and eventually maybe it turns into an idea, But do you black and white or colored pencils? Which
black and white.
Only
black and white. Yeah, and well, I know use pencils, and I know another techniques that I learned by myself. I didn't take. I wanted to buy stuff. It's like when you got an instrument that you don't have a school. Oh, I like the guitar.
Yeah,
you can do the guitar or the piano or whatever. I think it's the same.
Yeah, I very much agree. Because an instrument could be the pen.
Yeah.
An instrument could be a guitar.
Yep.
An instrument could be your foot. Yeah. If you think about it, there's all these different ways to create. Did you, once you were at the Technology University in Monterrey, and you started doing architecture, did you fall in love with it?
Yes.
What about it do you like? Drawing buildings and making plans?
Well, first of all, there is an introduction,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because we're pretty young. We don't know anything about the career,
Yeah.
so it's it's like to put a engine.
Mm-hmm.
They show you the pieces, and then with the time you put them
Put it
together to
together.
get the engine,
Yes.
and then you understand how works the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Then you understand how it has to be
Yes.
to works the vehicle, plane or truck or whatever. But is how
And just
I
I get
I
it.
understand the learning of architecture.
Yeah. What took you to Spain? Like other studies?
Yes, when I finished my career and I began working by myself. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I worked for some firm like 6 months, and I said I'm not good for this. I want to begin by myself.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like 7 years, and I get stuck.
Oh.
And I said I love architecture, but I need a change.
Mm.
So let's let's see how it works in other countries. So I get an scholarship
Mm-hmm.
to
Oh,
get
great.
yes to get to Spain,
Yeah.
and I began to work at the same time and making the master degree of design, architectural design.
Oh, wow. How many years? How long does that take?
3 years,
3 years.
2 or 3 years, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, school can be. There's a lot of drinking
Yeah.
in school. Yeah. Did you want to leave Spain? Different culture than
Yes.
vastly different than Monterrey, Mexico in general.
As I said, I don't know if right now it's very mode to this controversial speech of different generations. That right now we have a glass generation, or we are the X generation, or whatever you call. So what I know is that my father, as I say, he educated me
Mm-hmm.
to hold the things, to don't change the mind, to get straight. As I said in Maine,
Mm-hmm.
was called, and probably for some guy in my age, 17 years, he could be quit very quickly in Maine with these conditions.
Right.
The same in Spain. When I get there, different culture, was very hard, but I getting friends, and I get all the condition getting good with me.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning was hard. I was married there.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, he came with me.
Oh, same way.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a couple
Yeah.
ex-wives. Just always ask her.
Yeah. And at the end, I fell in love with Spain,
Really?
with the culture. Yeah,
I love Spain too. Yeah.
I fell in love because the culture, the people, I get understand.
Mm-hmm.
You need to live there and experiment at different situations.
Uh-huh.
Not only go on vacation. When you go on vacation, it's different.
Yeah,
But
you're
go and live and try to eat what they eat,
Mm-hmm.
and try to get a chemistry with them,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
connection is different. I remember when my first day of working in some studio
Mhm.
there, I get very early because it was my first day.
Oh yeah. Well,
And then arrived other guy
yeah.
that he has like 7 or 10 years working there, and I say, "Hi, how you doing?" Trying to be polite,
Uh-huh.
and how was your weekend? And he told me very fast, "De la mierda." What it means is shit. And I didn't know what to say. I was trying to be polite,
yeah.
and I get my child. I don't know how to take this argument
Mm-hmm.
from him, this answer. With the time, he's a very good friend
Oh,
with me.
Yeah.
We keep in was the crisis 2009,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and this studio having no much work.
Yeah.
And then this guy, he became a comic drawer,
Oh, right.
and he's very good drawing
Mhm.
comics and making comics
That's great.
in Europe.
Really?
Yep, and we have a very good friendship with him.
Did you ever work on a comic with him?
No.
No.
I only see the
Yeah.
comics, and it's very good.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Given we're talking about 2008, 2009, big economic trouble
Yes.
in the world. And just very shortly after that, you got involved with Destilados. Before 2010, 2011, what was your relationship like with Sotol or Bacanora? Had you been drinking it already?
We drink it, but not with conscience. It's very, very good this question because the time when you go to the shelves or to the racks where you have all the bottles of mezcal or other destilados like the sotol wasn't representing what is really sotol or what is really mezcal. There was a bottle that said mezcal. The only thing that you can read there is the brand, the name of the brand, the ABV, the social reason that means who's paying the taxes, and the content, how many milliliters. That's all. It. And when you drink it, it wasn't really mezcal or wasn't a really tequila. But I think this travel to Spain, when I came back, I was hungry of culture of my country.
Oh.
Because I knew Spain with another eyes. When you came back, when you went
fresh,
fresh. Yeah. You go blind, and you come back with thirsty of seeing things in your country, to understand things that are there, but you don't see because you always pass for that same way, but you didn't pay attention.
You lose perspective.
Yes. Yeah. Another perspective. Yeah. Right.
That's amazing. So how did you know that spirits or destilados was the right path for you?
Well, I remember one travel to Oaxaca. Someone explained me and give me different destilados. I was with this hunger who know about Mexico, and he explained me this thing, and I was blown my mind. How the hell we don't know in Mexico all this? We only got this destilado at the shelves, at the rocks, and we don't know what is really mezcal. And blow my mind when it's a different agaves, different process, and you have a universe of destilados in Mexico, and we don't know. And it's very, very good destilados, very good spirits.
I can, I love this because I'm now seeing you talk about an engine.
Yes.
The small parts put together.
Yeah.
But I think you always wanted to make sure you knew the small parts, not just the engine, right? The details.
Yes.
And so I see a parallel, a similarity, with the way that you think the mezcal industry is just an engine, no parts.
Yes.
But then you say, I need to go to these places and I need to find the parts. I need to know the details.
Yes.
In your journey to better connect with Mexico too. I think that's very...
That's why I pay a lot of attention with the details. For me, it's very important the way or the difference between one family that are neighbors in the same region is supposed to make the same way the destilado, but no, there is a different way to make.
Yeah.
And I like to pay attention to details.
Okay, because I make spirits. You've been around a lot of spirits. There's fermentation, of course. There's cooking. There's distillation. Many parts of the process. Which is your favorite part of the process to understand clearly?
Probably when you put all these pieces together. when it's
the engine.
That's right. That's why this fermentate underground.
Yeah.
Because the climate, you put these things together, and you came to the city, and you try to explain these things that I think is amazing. They don't know about chemistry or no what, but there's only the way they do. Because they knowledge, los conocimientos, or los saberes, they know things, are heritage. and it's very important to preserve this heritage.
Do you think, what I like about that, it's because with art, there's no one way to make art. With destilados, there is no one right way
Yeah.
to make destilados. It's only what's right for the producer and how they
Yes.
do it, their heritage. So one of the way I met you in person 2 years ago, I can't remember. It was in Tucson finally, and that's where I got this beautiful La Mata
Yeah.
poster that you handed with all these different styles of distillation. Which I'm with you. I love distillation. I love understanding, and I want to build some of these, in Texas, even though it's not heritage. But one of the things is we met during COVID because you did a tasting for
Yes,
the group,
right.
which is amazing that you're doing a tasting tonight. But I wanted to ask you, sometimes when people are good with details, with drawing, maybe math, structure, they're not always the most friendly people. But you seem to really enjoy education and spreading the word and the truth about destilados. Do you think you have a talent for information, for presenting, for teaching?
I don't know if it's talent, but it's something that calls me to people. I said before, Mexico, the people of Mexico needs to know all this heritage, the cultural heritage that we have with the spirits, with the destilados, and the people doesn't know. People in Mexico 20 years ago, 15 years ago, they don't look at the mezcal in the same way that right now. The mezcal is awful beverage or awful spirit. We prefer whiskey or other spirits.
Still from 100 years ago. Yeah.
But it's something good too, because it's the part that it belongs to me to try to change the mind that I think we did. It's not only me, it's a lot of people. When you begin telling this interview, you said that I don't get recognized. We don't do for that. There is a lot of projects before me or together with me that I've been doing all this. I can mention a lot of this that we need to recognize. For example, mezcales tradicionales de los pueblos de México. Cornelio, Tío Cornelio, Mezcaloteca, Mesonte,
Pedro,
and other people that is important to get this recognition for all the people that are involved in the mezcal.
I agree, and I've done everything. I'll still do more, but I've interviewed all of those people, not all, most of them, because it's important that people know. And I know that the trend in Mexico is changing. The view on mezcal is changing. Do you feel like the America, that we did it faster, that we embraced mezcal more quickly? We were more welcoming of mezcal in the United States versus Mexico. Maybe we put it a different way. We liked it faster once it started to become.
Well, I think it was faster here because it was very hard in Mexico. It still has parts because the culture of the Mexican is how was educated from our fathers. From the culture is that the products that came from our country and from Mexico are not good products.
Inferior.
The good products,
right?
goods are from the exterior. So we have to handle with this
bias
beliefs.
Yes.
So we have to change. We have to believe that we have very good things to share with all the world, not only for the Mexican, with all the world.
Yeah, because that's absolutely right. Because in America, the only thing we know we don't like is prohibition. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else after that, we drink it all.
Yeah.
We just know we need booze.
Yeah.
We need spirits in the States. So I think it was easier for us because of how we thought about liquor. One of the things that I love about La Mata and what you've done is you go to these different regions that I like. Oaxaca. I've been many times. Kevin's been many times, right? But mezcal tastes different, but it's closer in flavor, in my opinion. And then you can say Minas tastes different than Mixtec and stuff, and that's fine. But then you taste something from Nuevo León, which is completely different. You taste something from Sonora, completely different.
That's why I get in love with these spirits, and that's why I try to share with the world.
Yeah,
I know that you love whiskey, the bourbons, or even, I don't know, you like red wine, but for example, the red wine, something very similar to the mezcal or the agave spirit. But when we're talking about the umbrella of flavors and taste, with whiskey products like this,
that's right,
and red wines that with agave spirits is that size.
The biggest variety of flavor is in agave spirits, in my opinion. And that's why I'm so excited. I mean, the tasting tonight, we're going to go to Durango. We're going to taste Sonora, going to taste Oaxaca, Tamaulipas.
Yeah.
I love this for everybody that gets to taste these tonight.
It's the idea of these tastings that people get like a journey.
Yes.
I know all the diversity that we have is probably from the same plant, but it's a different species, and it's a different region, different terroir, different process.
I love that. I love that. That's my favorite thing about agave spirits, because most people don't know how large the flavor is and how different it can be. I do have a question, because Texas borders Tamaulipas.
Yep.
In a very dangerous area, from my understanding. When you've tried to buy destilado, has that ever been a dangerous journey for you?
Yes, all the time, especially in the north. Yes, I can tell you a lot of stories that I when I went to these places. For example, I want to remember. Sometimes the producers tell me, "Oh, I want to go and visit you. You don't come here. It's está caliente.
Okay,
it's hot.
Yeah, right.
It's hot.
Yeah.
And sometimes, for example, my last travel to Tamaulipas, we have to cross for some different villages. There is beside of the road, guys like 15 years behind a tree in the shadow with a sail, and you cross, and when you look at the mirror back, there's a calling someone that is
waiting
their place. Yes, they call it halcones. How, I don't know what
Halcon?
is the tradition. Halcon. Halcon is this beer that has
binoculars, right? Yeah, or lenses.
It's called This I
look
putting alert who's coming, on which direction are going. For example, another, I remember with other producer with Enrique de la Cruz in El Mezquital. They get very hot there, yes. And I went very early to his binata at Mezquital, and he told me, "Okay, you're going to take the batch." "No, you're going to take my batch to Durango City." "No, because the malitos, the cartel can take me away from the." "Okay, let's see something." I go to Durango. This has to happen very early in the morning. I go back to Durango, and then at the middle of the road, 3 or 4 of the morning, we get together. "Do you give me?" And I came back. Is what I said I did.
Wow.
When I went. I wake up at 4 of the morning to get with him at 5. It was very, very dark. And I was in the road, and I saw very far away, was very dark, the pickup of Enrique de la Cruz. Enrique de la Cruz pickup, and he was there, and he gave me with the lights. Like we was working in Al Capone's area. He was giving me my mezcal to everybody get away from there very early, to don't get in touch with the police or with the cartel or whatever. People don't know about these stories that we have to handle with it.
I'm sure you've seen. I wonder. All right,
I know that in Guerrero is very
it's
hot
very,
too,
very hot, yes.
or
Yeah.
in Chihuahua too, at the
Sure.
country. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard.
What does your wife think of this, knowing that you?
She don't know all the stories. Just a part.
Does she? She worries though. I imagine.
Yes, of course. She's always. For example, I have an old truck. It's a Toyota FJ. I don't know how.
Yeah, F50 or whatever. Yeah.
But it's very llamative. So I cannot go in these places with this truck because people is going to check who's going there or whatever, because it's very llamative.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my profile. I have to let down, try to dissimulate who I am to get in these places. Always help it with someone from there.
Do you like the challenge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's part of the adrenaline.
I was gonna. Do you mountain bike or skydive? Do other physical things that boost that adrenaline?
Say it again, please. I don't
Sure.
understand.
You like adrenaline?
Yes.
Any sports, deportes?
When I was a teenager, I was a skateboarder. Skateboarding, I used
See?
to skateboarding,
I knew it,
and
yeah.
when I get in Maine, I learned snowboarding too.
I knew it. See, this is the thing. Is like what's fun for me is even though I've met you and stuff, there's a lot of things that I don't know about you. And many times when agave people are in town, we only know them for the brand. But I know that the brand is you because the brand is rebellious. The brand is about challenging the system,
that's right.
challenging perceptions, perspectives.
Yeah.
So when you do these tastings, we got amazing tasting. I because this will be released after you do the surprise tonight. It's going to be 6 or 7, which is great.
People know, they don't know.
They do not know. They will have known once this comes out. Then they'll know. But what is the main information that you want people to learn from your presentation and leave with?
Well, what I want you to tell them, first of all this diversity.
Mm-hmm.
But another is putting an alert. Is the things have been changing, and it's in danger all the tradition. And I need very good educated consumers.
That's very helpful. Do you find the community of agave is very close in Texas, especially? And I think that's a good message because people, when they understand the threat they will unite and spread the message, which I think is very, very important.
For me, it's very important right now do that because it's the reality. The tradition or other things are in danger because the market is, the pressure is very hard.
Yes. Which I remember we were trying to, I'm still working to try to get you distribution in Texas. It's
Thank you.
Very difficult.
Yes.
Because of a lot of brands that don't need to be around. There are a lot of mezcal brands that I would just much rather not drink because it's not great. It's not different.
That's why I tried to contact you, and thank you very much for hosting me.
Of course.
And try to give this message to the people. My message is different from these commercial brands.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Is especially, and I know that the people that are joining today or tonight is very important people, and they're very important consumers.
Yes.
So I want to put a seed in them, that people when they go on a bar, on a restaurant, whatever, it doesn't matter if it's La Mata or, but this, when they start drinking this spirit, with conscience. I wanted this drinking with conscience.
Yeah.
This is happening in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
This is happening in the market. So we need the support of the good, um, the good consumers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we'll have a good amount of heavy metal fans
Yeah.
here tonight.
Oh,
I
good.
think you'll
Good.
get a good
Skateboarding, heavy metal,
skateboard, rebellious. Oh, you're gonna have
Yeah.
real rebellion. These are the people coming tonight are very great thinkers against the system. We have a professor from University of Texas coming tonight too.
Oh, good.
And he's very brilliant. He's been very influential in me, and it's going to be a really nice group. I think you will enjoy it.
Let me tell you something about rebellion and
Yeah.
skate. When we were, my friends and I was practicing skateboarding, the
Mhm.
people in this small city in Parral, Chihuahua,
Uh-huh.
very conservative, they saw us like pandilleros. I don't know what's the translation pandillero.
Like punks, this shit, like
Pandilleros.
yeah, punks, yeah,
Yeah. And we're making a sport.
uh-huh.
The other guys from our age, they were drinking beer, asking for the drugs or the car of the fathers, and
Mhm.
having this introduction with the alcohol. We were doing with the skateboards,
Yeah,
and people didn't see us in that with that view.
yeah,
They see us like a bad persons.
right.
So the police came a couple times to disturbing us
Uh-huh.
because they didn't understand what we were doing. So one time they took away our skateboards from
What?
us, and we decide this bunch of kids of 15 years went to the radio station to make a protest.
Wow, really?
We tried to make to the audience
Uh-huh.
that we didn't go. We no estábamos haciendo nada malo. We haven't doing nothing wrong.
bad. Yeah, right.
We're doing sports. So the next time when the police came here and we were some men
Uh-huh.
went to defend us with these policemen.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
is what I'm trying to do with this spirit too.
Exactly. See, and this is the thing is what ends up happening when I interview people, and because I'm not trying to I'm trying to flatter you, right?
Mhm.
But I was like, I fucking like this guy. Like I knew I would like, get along with you. You know what I mean? But not everybody's like that. Some people I'm like, yeah, they're cool, you know. But I knew we had a similar punk chip on our shoulder, kind of rebellious nature, you know. And what makes me the most happy about tonight is the people that are coming tonight. We all have that,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
and so
a connection.
it's your. They're gonna love the set you play.
It's good to know that.
Yeah, it's really really great. And so we got a couple questions left for you. One, and I always ask this. Ooh, I'm gonna change this for you because this is one of my favorite questions. So any of the spirits we're sipping tonight, just pick one and think in your head, right? And you're drinking that. You could drink it with any heavy metal musician. Who would you like to drink La Mata with?
Oh. Yeah, it's a very hard question. I don't know. I would love to make a party better with. I don't know. Probably I forgot this guy that was in Metallica, the bass one that he got away. Jason Newsted.
Cliff Burton. Oh, Jason Newsted.
Yes, probably with
The
him.
second one. Oh, that's cool.
Well, because he was not very important for the band, and he decided to go another. And I think this haven't a good recognized his work in this band.
That's a cool answer. I would have no one's ever said that, you know. And I've done hundreds of these things, and I ask that question every time. I love that question, and I love that answer because Jason. I used to live in Phoenix, in Arizona. He went to high school there, so I didn't know him, but my friends knew him and their brothers and stuff. And then he started playing with Metallica in the '90s, which was very cool.
Very cool. This guy, I think, is pretty cool.
I think so too. I agree. So once because you're in Austin really for this special occasion, you know, and then when are you heading back to Monterrey? Tomorrow or the day after? When do you return to
the
Monterrey?
Saturday. We have to come back Saturday.
Oh, really? Tomorrow?
Yeah. No, tomorrow is Friday.
Oh. I have no idea what that is. I gotta be honest. So, okay. Will you be back in the United States soon?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to LA to this event that I recommend. It's the same concern that I have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a festival with only traditional spirits.
Yeah.
We are trying, is part of this crusade, to make this different from other brands, with a difference with the agave spirits.
Yeah.
And I want to
I like that. The mezcal por siempre?
Mezcal por siempre.
Okay.
Mezcal forever.
Yes.
This is late.
It's about the second week of September, I think you said.
September 14.
Just that one day?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Saturday or Sunday. It's Saturday, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we've been trying to make this happen for some time, and Pepe helped, which is great.
Yeah, say hi, Pepe.
Pepe is great. Yeah,
he's a great guy.
Got to know him pretty well during the past couple of years, but through Scotch, not mezcal.
Yeah,
which is funny, right? And all the planning and all the excitement, I was so happy to see people wanting to meet you and people wanting to try La Mata.
Thank you very much for your support, and I'm very happy. I'm very excited. It's very genuine. My feeling.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm very connected with Texas. I'm from Chihuahua, and all time when I was children, we were traveling to El Paso, and we're very next to Texas from Nuevo León. So I hope to get this distributor here, because it's going to be very easy to travel here.
Yes.
To make these visits
to
all the community. I want to connect with this community. Yeah. I've been expecting to know all these people that you are going to introduce me today with them.
I love that. And I will continue to work, and I talked to Kevin about this quite a bit. I will continue to work to try to make that happen in Texas. And
thank you.
There's some things maybe we can figure out, being rebels.
Thank you.
And pushing the boundaries.
Rebel, yeah.
That's right. Without overstepping the law, if anyone ever is listening to this. So, Luis, such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is great. And I can't wait for the tasting tonight.
Okay.
We'll talk soon, yeah. Well, there we have it. Luis Loya from La Mata Spirits. Been in the game a long time. I think some people that have been following mezcal for some time and destillados and all of that, they credit someone else for being the Indiana Jones of mezcal, but in my opinion, for how long Luis has been doing this, he is the Indiana Jones of mezcal. And the spirits that he brings and bottles through La Mata are incredible. It's some of the greatest things I've ever tasted. It's an exciting brand. I'm seeing them grow into new markets. And so I'm going to ask a favor to everybody listening. So if you are listening to this, La Mata is not in Texas. Texas has some of the best brands and selection of destillados, mezcales, all of that, of anywhere in the United States, maybe even the world. And so La Mata needs to be on the shelf. It needs to be part of our conversation, and it needs to be behind some of the best bars that we have here in Texas. Las Almas Rotas, for instance, Las Perlas. There's many, many mezcalerias. La Mata is essential drinking and essential learning. So if you're listening to this, and I know distributor folks, maybe you listen, maybe you don't, really consider bringing this in, and I will help in any possible way I can. You need samples? Done. You need information? Done. And I will connect you with Luis. So that is my favor to ask after almost 10 years of podcasting. Never asked for anything. Here's my only favor, okay? Everybody hear me? Thank you. So Luis, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with me. And Kevin, thank you so much for helping coordinating the tasting and the scheduling and the interview itself. So thanks everybody for listening to Show to V with Mike G. No matter if you're wondering who gave me this drinking, smoking cat picture again, I got it last Christmas. It's amazing. I'm looking at it right now. Or if you're thinking, I can't wait to see Hugh Grant be a horror star, please keep dancing.